Omar here, and today I'm going to make a video on making videos on Linux Mint. So the first thing you do is go into the software manager and type in Kden, and that'll bring up the Kdenlive video editor, which is what I'll be using. And you click install, and you click continue, and it'll download all the files that it needs from the internet. And I sped this part up, which I'll be showing you here in a minute. Alright, so we're done getting all the files. Next thing will happen is a launch button will pop up, and that's all you need to do to install this. Very simple. So we're launching it, and this will bring us to the default configuration for Kdenlive. And the first thing I'm going to do is import a video clip of what we just did. So due to the magic of videos, I have that right here, and we just grab it and drag it right or left click on it and drag it over here, and it'll want to transcode it, which I don't really know what that means, but I don't think that's really critical to anything. And okay, the first thing I want to do is like edit the clip. And so as you can see here, I have some video of where the screen recorder is starting, and I don't need that in here. So I hit play, and then I pause it right where it ends, and then I hit I for intro, and that'll cut out the very first part of the video. And the next thing I'll do is I'll come over to the end, and I'll do the same thing, and I'll hit O when I find the spot. I'm not sure what that message is for, but I don't think that was critical. So, okay, so we go back here. So I'm going to go to where I want the clip to end, and I hit O, and that'll cut out the last bit. And from there, I drag it down to the main timeline. And here we go. And now it's way too zoomed in, so I hit Control minus several times, and that'll bring the whole size of the clip down to a more manageable size. So you can see I can drag it around. And the first thing I want to do on this clip is to speed up the middle part, which is a pretty common thing, especially if you're doing screen captures. And so what I'll do is I'll come and I'll drag the main time bar thing, I'm not sure what you call it, to right when it starts to download. And so it's like a little bit. So here's where I'm clicking OK. Okay, so there's the very beginning of the download. And I come and I click on the scissors icon, and I cut it right there. And then I drag it over to just where it ends. And I click on the scissors again, and I cut it there. Alright, and then I go back to the little triangle selector mode. And I select the middle part, and I right click, and I go to change speed. And I like to there's a couple ways you can do this, but I like to just say 20,000 or 2,000% or 10,000%, I think is what I did here. And I just drag what's left over to back next to it. And that's how you speed up a clip. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do, alright, so we moved on here a little bit, and I've got the clip of what I was just editing in here. And so I'm going to show you how to render the file. And so you go under project and render, and you just say render the file, and you give it a file name. And so here again I'm speeding it up because watching it render is not that exciting. Alright, and so I'm going to be rendering this twice, which is going to be a little confusing, but I'm going to explain it more at the end. So I've rendered it, and then I'm going to do the voiceover, because on these I like to just have a single voiceover. So, alright. And so here we go, and I'm going to have I made a little recording of me talking. I have a little memory stick that I like to use, and so I just go into it, and I find which one it is, like what's the most recent one. I just click on date modified and it'll show me the most current one. And I grab that and I drag it over back into the project. So here we go. And oh, you know what, I forgot. I like to save this into my videos section first. So this is off the USB stick. So I take it off the USB stick and I click on videos, drag it to videos, and then here it is. And then I drag it on here, and I think that's easier to manage everything. And I close that out. And so I'm gonna click, and so this is a WAV file of what I'm just talking, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut the intro and outro. You can see it's a little too long because I forgot about that. So I undo that and I come in here and I cut out the time from when I turn on the microphone till I start talking. And at the end I do the same thing, just with the I and the O buttons. And okay, so I think it's right there. And so when I drag that up, that should be like just the exact same length as the video files. So now I go back to project, and I go to render, and I render it again, this time with the audio and the video together. And I just say I overwrite it because I don't need the old one. And that's about it. So I like this process. I like having one single audio track that I do at the end. It just makes it kind of flow better, I think. And then if I mess something up, I can go back and I know what's going to happen in the video because I've already edited it. So that about wraps it up. I think this ended up being a little confusing since I was editing the video that I'm making at the same time. But have a good day. Thanks.